Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality. What do you do? How you doing? Now, y'all, I'm about to bring y'all some piping hot tea, right? So, I was minding my own business, and I saw that Letitia Scott and Marcel Scott had. Notice I said her name first. Yes, I did. Uh, they had gone live, and everybody was talking about it. So I was like, okay, and do I really want to even cover this as my piping hot tea segment? Because when I give you piping hot tea, I want to be by somebody interested. Side eye them on being interested. They are not. But I do recap the show. And they did make some important points that I wanted to just go over real quickly. Plus, I'm going to talk about a little bit more about Allison Holker'S and Twitch. Child, I went around there minding my own business yet again. And I mean, what's his little show name? Because I almost called him by his real name. Mims. I went around there and watched Mims' show, and they were talking about. He actually interviewed, and he said it was an interview. It wasn't an interview. It was a conversation. He interviewed the guy named Manning. I can't remember what his last name is, in reference to the NDAs. And I'm just going to briefly discuss the NDAs because that's what really caught my eye. All that other stuff he was talking about, them being bros and stuff like that. You know, sometimes you do have to go into detail because Allison could have easily got on the show and said, well, we don't know him. Twitch hadn't talked to him in years. So sometimes in those situations, you do have to really put in detail how you know them and how you met them, or if you know them indirectly, like I was, like I always do when I describe Tamara Sharif from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I can go over what I know of her from when we had classes together from 2002 to around 2003-ish. But, we hung out together before and after that. But my point is to say, if she said she don't know me, because last time I saw her, she said, oh, you a fan? No, I ain't your fan. I know you, okay? Of you, whatever. And so when she did that, I was like, okay. And the way she ain't giving story on Bell Collective, and I have still always, because of our little connection, I have always, even after she did that to me, gave her credit for being on the show for a reason, her journalism and all this type of stuff. But then last season, when she didn't bring that baby on there and greet, I was like, child, I can't do it no more. Not on this platform. I can't just come out and say, well, she's busy. She got all this going on. But every time somebody say something about why she there, I be like, that girl is busy over there down to the destination. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. I was making that point to say Allison may come out and say Manny and Twitch hadn't had a relationship in years. Well, what he can speak on is what he knows of him. So I'm looking at Marcel and Letitia, and they're doing damage control. Basically, is what it is. They're not interested in people. So for as long as I can say, they have been riding the coattails of a certain couple. That certain couple is Motel Hotel and Melody Cherie. Now, Melody Cherie filed for divorce for whatever reason she filed for divorce from Martel. If she decided to stay 7 years too long, 5 years too long, whatever the case may be. My point is she did leave. And they are addressing the rumors indirectly of what happened between Motel Hotel and Marceau. Now, what Marceau is trying to allude to is that, Martel don't know him like that. Y'all, I cannot make this stuff up. That motherfucker look. Now, Marceau has gone back to me calling him by his name. Legs and hips or either bottom roso. Because you know damn well that you hung out with these people more than you're alluding to. Plus, We know y'all went on vacation together, and then y'all went on vacation together as families because y'all crashed the damn trip to Destiny. I didn't say Destiny. It sounded like I did because of the Ember's line. But I said Destiny. When y'all went to Destiny, you crashed the trip. Melody did not know you were coming. Martel acted like that, you know, you could come, and it was as if it was his trip to invite you on. But my point is to say, stop acting like you were just in your own little world, in your own little Shangri-La, in the host begged you all to come to the show. Y'all ain't that damn interesting to be begging somebody to come to the show. Like I said, quite honestly, I wish it had been Amin and Kiki. I see it with the fuck I see.
10th season now.
And I mean, they're not that interesting as a couple. I can't take it away from Marceau missing top row. He has his moments. He's funny without her. But when that appendage is with him, not much to it. At them as a couple. Now I will say, and I've always said, it's one thing I can say about those hosts, but when they were together, slamming, beautiful, handsome, looked good on each other's arm. I don't care if it was surface appearance. That's what it was. Beautiful family. They could have been the Eddie and Wendy of this show. Martel going to hell for messing that up. I'm just saying. I mean, just everything that you could want from the surface. Let me say surface again. What a couple on TV supposed to look like. They kind of put you in that mind of that show when that show was first on. Bottom Row So and Tisha could have been the long-time married couple. And the Martel and Melody sort of like the newlyweds. And then at that time, you know, the shacking couple. I cannot remember what the name of that show was, but I love it. It used to come on the WB. But anyway, it was a couple that was long-time married. Then a couple that was medium-sized married, like the host. And then it was a couple that was shacking. And so when that show first aired, when Huntsville first aired, that's what they reminded me of. Was it living together happily? Don't make me try. I can't. But if you know the show, you know what I'm talking about. Holly Robinson Pete was one of the was with the couple, and I think I don't know if her husband's name was Mel on the show or if his real name is Mel. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Let's move right on. So basically, they're talking to the audience. So they talk about the comeback group. They answer some audience questions. Now they're on this very thing that they hate, right? They're against it. But the avenue where you want to come and clean up your shit is what? Social media. And we always say that out of the core 6, the social media is the core 7 on Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is what it is. That's how you getting your message out right now. Duh. Hypocrites. These two. So the question was, are they them separate? Stupid question. No, we don't live separately. It's a simple question. And outside of the show, then of course Marceau cuts her off. Outside of the show, I'm not an asshole. I'm a dick. Okay. I can see that. I didn't say you weren't. I believe you. Letitia. Let's keep it cute. We're about to film in that next season. After the last night episode, we want to make sure we're on the right track. So I was saying, are we on the right track? You can understand her because you can't understand her mama. You can understand her because of the techniques that Kiki showed her on how to speak. Just remember that. You could tell by the way she has a thick tongue, which is sort of a lisp. So you could tell. Well, I got a manufactured lisp because of my Invisalign, but that's neither here nor there. But you can tell that she lifts her tongue and she rolls it back and she opens her mouth. Those are linguistic techniques. Clearly, Kiki told the truth. Think about it. If she talked like that, mammy, you wouldn't be able to understand what she said. And like Melody said, the phonics is unhooked over there. So she had to get it elsewhere. So when the show starts back filming, Letitia says they're going to cater to the fan base. And cater to the fan base in regards to what exactly? Are you going to be polite and polite company and just ice Destiny, aka Miss Me, out? Will you not be filming with Motel Hotel any longer? Is that what you mean by getting back to the core of what the show is about? Look, sweetheart, that ship is sailed. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. Now remember, everything is alleged in my opinion. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Share the video because sharing is caring. And follow me on my other various platforms. Twitter, TikTok, temporary talk, Facebook, X. I said Twitter. Twitter and X are the same thing. Snapchat. I am a card carrying Instagram. Card carrying member of all of those. Now let's proceed. More hypocrisy, right? So they're talking about how when you're filming, all of a sudden here comes the bullshit. Now this is going strictly against what Papa King wants them to do, right? He doesn't want them to come out and, I guess, disparage the show in any way, or what he perceives to be disparagement. So coming out and saying that you coming up with bullshit to bring to the show from social media is kind of what that is. Because if you're going to talk about something, your boss also participates in the social media bullshit. Mr. YouTuber, with his built-in fan base and your built-in fan base, which Tisha is later on going to say that she's starting a YouTube channel. When you have a built-in fan base, whether you are like or not, and you already on the show and all that, small YouTubers like me, it's less traffic to our channels because I have to build from the ground up. I'm not on TV already. Now he calls himself making a point. Letitia looks at him like, really? If you're from where I'm from, near Detroit or whatever, men have a tendency to use weaponry. And in my opinion, do you think that makes BD energy? Because y'all don't go back and forth? No, that makes small D energy. Because for the simple fact, if you could use your mind and your mouth, then there would be a lot less millings in the world. The reason why we are all at war every 5 seconds, and ever since this country has been in its inception, is because for the simple fact that men swings their penis throughout the world, aka George Bush, in that unnecessary Iraqi situation. He wanted to battle these with Mr. Saddam Hussein over there. Same thing. Every instance where there's no peace garnered is because men don't do peace properly. And they say we can't run anything because of our emotion. Anger and resentment is an emotion. are emotions. And that's not really a good thing in our actuality. So he's trying to say that Motel Hotel is more of a B than he is. Nope. Not the way you could take a conversation from Timbuktu and bring it back to the United States, and then back to Timbuktu, and then back to the United States, then over to Timbuktu, Egypt, and every other country in Africa, then bring it right back. No. Women are the only one that can talk in a circle and don't ever answer a question and then come up with some BS. That's you. You're talking about yourself. So, with that, we are tired of people telling us, well, drama says. We tired of trying to dumb ourselves down for the black community. Because y'all so bright and intelligent. Girl, don't ever talk about what's selling as far as drama and you dumbing yourself down, because your mother does not have to do that. She don't have to put in any work to dumb herself down. Okay? Keep that in mind. And she is all up on the YouTube channels as well and social media. So talk to your mama. Talk to your mama while you're talking to us about being entertained by drama. We are not always entertained by drama. You are not dumbing yourself down, because I did enjoy the show when the show first came on prior to Ariana Curry coming out or her being outed as the mistress. The point is here, when you say drama sells, look at your master, honey. Not the audience. Your master. See, I bet he gonna have a problem with you coming out saying these things, because he don't like for you to talk about him directly or indirectly, because he can't take criticism too well. All he wants is praise. Now, the praise that I can give him is for being a black producer in a white man's world. That's it, and that's it. A gay one, that thing. That's it. Because just like Tyler Perry, they think they have the formula of what is entertaining to black people. That's what you need to address. And then Marcel and so started. Drama sells to a certain amount of ignorant people. Well, those ignorant people have been tuning out to your show. So think about that before you say something. And for those of us that are still hanging on by a small thin thread, we probably don't like you saying the word ignorant, when that could definitely apply to you and your high yellow potato head, marshmallow cheese puff head, yellow watermelon head brother. I'm better than you. I'm better than the audience. I'm better than everybody, because I'm Marcel Scott. So what I'm going to do is talk about bullshit, but I'm going to actually bring you bullshit. And then I'm going to go around the world in a circle, and you're not going to realize that I'm damn sure insulting you as an audience. So I'm going to say things like, the dumb people come on the show and bring drama, aka Martel, aka Melody, but definitely not my sister-in-law, Kim. And her dry poo. That was all intelligent conversation. And my brother talking about her dry poo. That was all interesting, intelligent conversation and above your heads. That's what that was. And me going around the world like and going to Africa and showing my big dusty back on the show, and me telling my wife, gaslighting her, quote unquote, and telling her that I can't answer that. That's above y'all heads. Because an intelligent person would have been able to read between the lines and say, hey, that was my big dusty back. Well, hey, I don't think many of us didn't realize that was your big dusty back. No. Okay, I'm giving examples. Move right along. Well, what I would do if I was a lazy producer is I'll get out there and write the narrative for everyone. I'll get on social media and look and see what Martel posted on social media. And then we talk about this shit for a whole year. Are you talking about how y'all talked about Ariane and the affair and whatever happened between Martel and Melody for 7 seasons? Because it has not been 10. 7. That's why in my description I try to remember to put 7B. Because you ain't fooling nobody. Shout out to Winter. So we asking our castmates, do not come to us about no social media posts. Well, if you don't hang around your castmates outside of filming, then what the fuck are y'all gonna talk about? Are you gonna be in scenes with your castmates? Carlo, you better unprotect them like you did so Gucci over there. And reel them in. Your cast getting out of hand, don't you? And these are your favorites, so you got to do something. We can fake it though. No. We don't want to hear it. We can talk about how we putting this investment package together and the comeback group. We are still a group. That's what we could talk about. I know why. We got to get back to the comeback group and get back to the premise of the show. Melody's original idea, not yours. Melody's. I know why. Because the social media fodder is surrounding you. And not just Marceau, but you two individuals. And the other Scots. Well, like everybody has been saying, it is indeed your turn. You have been able to skate by under the tutelage of Carlos King and not give anything to the show. When Martel sets you up for the alley-oop, you're supposed to dunk the ball. So, the response to Ariane and Martel, which was very little response, that's real. But if you respond to them on the show, it's fake and acting. And we're not breaking the fourth wall because we're not filmed. Carlo, Reginald, King. And did you hear your people? Them your people. Okay? You told Melanie, you tried to put a gag on Mel when she called you out for being a shady ass producer. You tried to put a gag on So Gucci when she called you out for not protecting her. And you tried to make the video fly on the radio, but boo-boo, we had already got that. Especially the ones of us who watch your ass only on Messing Mondays to get content. You ain't smarter than a 5th grader, boo. So Marceau uses the analogy of a burger. You get the whole burger when we talk about drama. But by the time it hits the editing floor, they take off the bun, slice it up, cut out the middle part, and all you have left is pickle. And then she said, maybe a little bit of meat. So that's all you have left is pickle and meat. Carlos, that sounds like they're speaking on editing, dear. And we know how you hate for your cast to talk about your producers editing. You remember what you told Soguchi? When you said, hey, Soguchi / Shante / Sophia. Now, how do you feel about Selena coming to the show? Well, Carlos, what So Gucci said. I'm quoting now. Carlos, I really didn't, know that she was coming to. Wait. You did not. Raindrops. Yes, she knew that Selena was coming to the show. Hold up. Well, Carlos, I felt unprotected because you knew I had the peace bond against her. Click, cut. Let's get on back to Dustin talking. Right? Isn't that how you handle that situation? And because we're so much above everybody else, we don't have to come in and defend the bullshit that just talks about us on social media because there's reality and then there's TV. Wow. Yeah, but you're supposed to be combining the two, right? Isn't that right? Is this fella, do these rich people not know how to change the battery? Every damn time I see somebody rich, that's super rich on TV, their battery always going off in the smoke detector. That's an indication that your smoke detector needs to be changed. Plus, you could be in danger of a fire because it's not working properly. You get that, Marcel? Mr. Top Bro? He gets on my mother freaking nerves, acting like people in their audience are stupid. And Marcel, I'm not calling your wife stupid, but what I'm saying is, we're not her. Because you can get away with those bullshit ass lines with your wife over there. And that's what Martel meant by calling her slow. So now that it's time for us to talk about this DUI situation with Cheese Puff Marshmallow and not that surface bullshit that they were going through. And now it's time for us to really dig deep into that interview with Chantel, whatever her name was. We want to gloss over things. Now it's time for us to record. We don't want to talk about it. That's our business. So our business should never ever be on the show. Because we are, again, say it with me, group, we're better than everybody. And don't forget, smarter than everybody. When I tell you I want to slap the entire ish out of him with all the analogies. Well, if you don't believe me, God put me here for a reason. And I know that because, he put me here to fight the Goliath of the situation. Who's the Goliath? You calling yourself a David? Who's the Goliath? The audience? Social media? Who's the Goliath? See, that's what you have to think about when you're making an analogy. Because in my opinion, for these last 7 seasons, you, my dear, was the Goliath in your story. And Melody Cherie Rogers, my God, is the David. Okay? Babe, I think that when you go through something in life, it's your story. You should share it. Well, when the people ask y'all, well, y'all separated, you call that question bullshit. When we all know, allegedly, that at some point you definitely have been separated. That has not been talked about on the show. It's called Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know who did talk about it on the show? Brandon and Christina. That's talking about a separation. That's talking about going to counseling. When Dr. Francis invited y'all to counseling, every Scott on the show shitted on that man and his skills plus Martel. No one took Dr. and Tiffy Lou. No one took Dr. the most brilliant man that's ever walked across the stage on this TV. Don't get it twisted. Everybody took his advice and turned it into something very negative, aka nail. When I tell you somebody that needs counseling on this show, Nelly Belly needs counseling. The way she yells, the way she screams, the way she uses semantics in order to get her way in a situation. Over there. Dr. Francis came on the show to help her. But y'all trash his good, decent advice. You too, missing top row. So they're disagreeing here themselves on what should be shared and what shouldn't be shared. She's saying that everything that they go through or somebody on the show goes through could help somebody. I disagree, babe. See, that's why they should have practiced this damn interview before they got in front of the people. Like me, for example, babe, I come from the project. And now I have 2 degrees. Do you know how hard it was to work on my master's degree during the panorama? And babe, so while I'm on this show, that's all we're trying to do is inspire and motivate. Baby, you can't be inspired and motivational if you up on this damn show disrespecting your audience. Because I don't think that I'm the only one who see this as a little monicum of disrespect and shade. More contradiction. So either social media is going to be a vehicle that we can talk about on the show or things that happen outside of the show through social media, or it's going to be a vehicle that you all use, since y'all were the backups, right? That you're going to use only to provide us with the information that you want to be released, like your successes. No, boo-boo kitty, that's not how it works. It has to be a balance. Now, the problem with Carlos King is he don't know what that balance is. And at times, I can say when people are always comparing he and Andy, Andy doesn't quite know what that balance is either. But Andy has a well-oiled 30,000-year-old machine called NBC working behind him to rein their asses in. That's the difference. And I don't mean 30,000 years old, literally, people. When I said that Cliff was 88, people's all in my comment, he's that much older than the trees. He's 88 for real. Then he's old enough to be her grandma. Yeah, I'm very sarcastic. My real audience, I thought you guys do that. When I'm saying age or years or something like that, I will exaggerate it just for entertainment purposes. Now, for somebody to supposed to be so unbothered by what Martel and Chantel, whatever her name is, got on the YouTube and said, you sure are responding as if you were somewhat bothered. I'm going to take it as, you were kind of bothered. Because in my opinion, if you weren't bothered at all, and there was zero botherment, then you probably would have kept on trucking and not mentioned this incident at all. Because when I tell you I had pushed Chantel and her roly-poly belly out my head, and moved on to something else. And that's how we content creators get our good content, by moving right along and not dwelling on something. The longest I've seen somebody dwell on something that irritated the entire out of me is the whole thing with Kiki's passing and how Funky responded to it. Now, that was a time to, in my opinion, to kind of, that's what I did as a content creator. Because every time he said something, I said something. And that's because I just thought that the way he responded to her passing was very damn disrespectful. So it's rare that I will dwell on an issue for more than a couple of days. I might bring it to you once. I might bring it to you twice. But I'm not going to keep on talking about it. Just like I was reconsidering talking about this Allison Holker'S thing. But because I was a fan of Twitch, is the reason why I'm going to mention this whole NDA thing and give my opinion on it. And that's about it. But generally speaking, the press and the information highway moves on pretty quickly. So somebody said, how do you change the narrative, right? And he says, well, we're going to appeal to you guys. We're going to show more of what we're doing and more so of a business type basis. We're going to stop being forced into scenes where we're forced into these dramatic confrontations. How, Sway? How? You work with Carlo. Child, did y'all, hey, did y'all see So Gucci being forced to work with Slim's ass over there on Bell Collective? Y'all say y'all support each other's show. Then if you supported each other's show, then you will see those forced scenes orchestrated by Carlo and Letitia Pierce. And what I'm also beginning to see is what this narrative is driving towards is that they are, because they keep on bragging about how they came on the live. And we just don't hardly ever do that because social media is our enemy. But now you needed to redirect the narrative, in other words. So the first place you came is a lie. No different than anybody else that's doing damage control. But I also, in saying all that, I also believe that they are trying to set it up to let Carlo know that they don't have any plans on filming with Hotel any longer. But you had to film with him this season, right? You was all up at the field day. You filmed with him when Melody said that she was no longer going to film with him. Now, one woman on this show decided to say, what? I'm not going to film with him as long as Melody is around. Knowing that she has the order and he did the RP on her, which we all knew about. But no, we're going to continue to film with him and make her look like a fool. So, and the bad guy. So, think about part 8 of this season. What did Stormy do? She had him as the gloss up guy for her body lotion and such and so. It wasn't ever a time where she said, no, because Melody is not filming with him, I'm not going to film with him either. Let's bring him into another scene, causing Melody to have a cut scene or not being seen at all when he's on the show. So now that he's on your ass, it's time not to film with him. That's what they setting it up for. Sure is. But is that fair to Melody? Kimmy, you too. You too, Kimmy. Well, I mean, he can always film with his ex-love over there. Or is she his ex-love? The way that lady reacted when she saw him and he act like he didn't know her, Trish. I'm just saying. There had to be scenes where Melody literally had to go around filming or being cut out of scenes to get away from motel hotel because she knew that they would be at an event. The only people that actually did it right was Nell and Chris when they decided to have one at the reception and one at the wedding. Excuse me, I think that's how they're planning on doing it. But the rest of y'all trying to encourage them to do things together. Well, Motel is gonna be there. It wasn't a thing where we would say we won't even tell Melody about because we know she's not gonna film with Motel. That's not how you did. And as a matter of fact, and also you try to do like Letitia Pearson and have scenes where he was there and she would accidentally walk in on a scene like that and be set up just like you were set up Saturday, this past episode, Letitia Scott. See how that feels? You didn't like it, did you? You weren't gonna film him and your husband was around. Holla. Hold up. I hear plates clicking in the background. Did y'all hear that? I thought that was us. And then, of course, I could hear the alarm, the fire detector. But plates clicking in the background would assume that somebody underage may be in the room with them. I think their kids are in their kitchen. And somewhere near them while they're talking about Martel and the show and finances and such. Because what he said was he can't battle a witless man against a very witty man. And I don't know the guy's finances, but I'm going to assume that somebody that's financially secure wouldn't be going through all these measures in order to discredit me. Dang it. Now, he said that what Martel is doing right now is booning, put a C in front of it. Child, I didn't know you could boon for black folks. But hey, I learned something new every day. Thanks, Marceau. You taught me that one. Because I only thought you could boom for white people. So now it's a problem. When Erin confronted you at the pool hall and you knew she wasn't coming to serve you in any good way and not talk bad about and talk shit about Melody, then it's a problem. So now I'm going to out you. The reason why you coming up with this most outrageous shit and bringing it to the show is to get Ariana position on the show. Melody, I know you don't watch me, but maybe if I attach my attachment to Queen Sheba's, you might catch me. Baby, listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Leave this damn show. Let them have it. That's the same thing I told So Gucci and Akeisha. Let Letitia, I said Letitia, ooh, slip of the tongue, and Latrice mess ass have the show and see how they square out without you. Okay? Not that I'm saying that you should leave your show because you came up with the concept, and I know that's the reason why you hanging on to it. But what I'm saying is to save your peace, sis. Let them have it. See what Motel, Hotel, and Arian could do with the show. So what you want to bring to the show, seeing as how, we've all been talking about you for these umpteen amount of years, is not the truth. You think that we have been talking about you and we haven't. Using your likeness. We don't talk about you. The only time we talk about you is if Martel brings you up. Martel, now mind you, now this is where I don't have no reason to defend her. But just let me say this more so. Listen, top row. You called her a shareable side chick. That is mentioning her on the show. So you saying y'all hadn't talked about her in 10 years. That was this season, but that was this season. I'm just saying. So he didn't make these outrageous, outlandish claims, we wouldn't be talking about him. Not even when he talks about Trish. Because, I mean, he's not talking about soups and wine. Well, hey, a point for you on that one. Because, I mean, maybe somebody will buy one of those suits because even though his is a little bit too tight across the shoulder in the nut pocket area, somebody else may be able to get one to fit better. I'm just saying, because he wears Tank's clothes. But if he had it tailored perfectly in the nut crotch area and then up across the shoulders and maybe even a little through the chest and the belly a little bit, well, that's probably damn near the whole suit, ain't it? Anyway, he looks squoze off in his suits. But outside of being squoze off in them, if he let them out just a little bit, then that would motivate fellas to buy his suits because he looks nice in them. Hey, keeping it 100, okay? I can tell you when a milk dud narcissist looks good and something. So right now his goal is to get a check off of me, basically what he said. Talking about how he tried to get one off Melody by taking her children and getting full custody. Talking about how y'all were perturbed with her because she had the kids for her time. And he wanted to promote that damn book. Those times? Yeah. Hypocrites. I'm looking at two. Then, further on down in the interview, he says, I'm not trying to act unbothered. I am bothered. For just a couple of seconds. But the point is, motherfucker, what we've been saying all along, your ass is bothered. Right? Now you're in the shoes of Melody Cherie. But it's two of you. And then then you have 2.0 Skies. Right? And it's four of you. So now it's four of you who can battle Motel Hotel together. When Melody put her shield on and had to battle him herself, and again enters the birth of the Mellometers. Well, babe, a lot of people been saying they want my mama back. Not me. Well, hell, not me either. So she said that they need to bring Wanda back because Wanda is her shield of protection. And in many ways she is. But she takes it too damn far. That lady said, I'm reading a book called Let Them. And I was like, what is she saying? I had to literally rewind that back. What the hell was she saying? I guess she lost Kiki's techniques and went back the way her mama taught her how to talk. Because I did not understand what the hell she was saying. But I guess the name of the book is Let Them. Child, I can't make this shit up. And I like, thank you God for bringing that book to me. God, it been so helpful. And at the end of the day, we have no control over what people say or do about you. And I'm just saying at that point, let them say what they want to say. Damn, lady talks like she's 6 years old, just getting out of infantile speech class. So he's saying, I have other challenges. Challenges of being a businessman, challenges of being a husband, challenges of being the man of the house. But your wife wanted to be a boss at times, but then at times she wants you to come to her rescue. No, Negro. Is this what you consider your protection and providing? Coming on social media, which y'all hate, by the way. Don't get it twisted. Let me throw that in for you. Is this how you protecting and providing for her? Because you didn't do it in those things. Because basically, Your former friend that you said had been your friend since really 2016. Did y'all catch that? And he's only your friend on the show to film with. Because you were throwing him a bone and giving him charity, which you did not have to do on Melody's show. You could have easily stood with her and said, all of us not filming him because he's trashing all of us. Or he just holding it in his back pocket, and so as long as we film with it, he won't trash us. Really now? Martel, Marceau, Mr. Top Row, you're supposed to be smarter than everybody. You didn't realize that he was going to come for you next. You thought you was safe by kissing his ass. Did you? The moment you talked against him, he started throwing darts at you. He had already been throwing them when he said you was with the 20 women. And he decided to be loyal to one. Plus two. Trish, Mel, and the permanent side chick. Two of them got out of it, right? Or so we suspect. We suspect allegedly that Trish is no longer a part of that trio. But the way she looks at that man and opens her mouth finally, and her teeth no longer are tight, I question that theory. She went and got the book. So the book is called Let Them, and I don't know. Maybe it's the angle of the camera. That book is backwards, y'all. And I know that with cameras and mirrors and things like that, you see things in the reverse. So hopefully that's what that is. But anyway, Marceau was talking about how sometimes she really wants to live in her soft girl era. Of course she do. Who else? When she want to be a boss chick at the same time. Of course she does. Who don't? So Miss Wanda being the shield of protection, her dumbass fans are also out there saying that she would be able to put Martel in his place. And Marceau's like, come on, y'all, use your common sense. There's no damn way. If he really wanted to put his hands on her, he could hurt her. Duh. He's a grown-ass man. Y'all talking really foolish right now. In a way, yeah. I mean, what? Y'all don't mean physically coming up against them. You mean with the mouth? I mean, when we can understand what she's saying. I'm just saying. So basically at the end of that, they talked about Martel coming up against Miss Wanda, and they closed it because they said that was unrealistic thinking. Okay, so let's get into Allison Holker's, right? So I just wanted to mention real quick, because I'm not going to talk about them long, because I talked about this shit way too long. So that took up most of my time. I just wanted to mention the NDA. And what disturbed me about the NDA is what I guess Manny doesn't care about filming her unknowingly, and I'm surprised that she hasn't said anything. But the daughter has come out in her defense, and no one else has come out in her defense. You got producers, Manny, the mother, the brothers. I think he had a sister, and they're all coming out against her. Allison, we're talking about Twitch and Allison. I've transitioned. In reference to her writing a memoir and not being about herself. I'm tickled because it's true. I did say that. Go back and look at my analysis on this whole situation. I did say I didn't think it was fair for her to write a memoir discussing his life. Not his life with her, but his life, his vices, things that happened to him personally that he didn't discuss himself. A memoir is personal to you. That's why people dragging your ass, sis. And then to have your mother-in-law sign an NDA for something that came out of her cuckoo or out of her belly is asinine. But that's how law is set up. That's how your Bible is set up. Whereas right or wrong, or indifferent, you supposed to go with whatever the wife says, which is dumb shit, especially when that wife does not have your best interest at heart, in my opinion. Because Twitch, I'm going to use myself as an example, right? I can use myself as an example because my children's father passed away. And I think if he knew what he knows now, he would have done things a lot differently. Or I'm saying what he knows now. I mean by what he knows by seeing us how we're coping from the other side. I mean other realm. That's what I believe in. Those are my beliefs. And so I'm just incorporating them into this conversation about someone who has passed away. Because in my mind, they can see you. They feel what you feel. And they are your guides, your spiritual guides. And they are protecting you. And I know that he can see Twitch. I mean, what I'm saying is by using the example of my children's father, I know he can see how she is just mishandling a whole lot of things that occurred in his life with his mom and with his children. But again, like I said before, that's who he chose. Now, I feel like he had to have seen some signs of this woman because she's coming. Look. I'm pro-woman, always. But this woman is really coming across somewhat desperate and greedy, in my opinion. Now, I did notice that from the beginning, and I was hoping that wasn't what it was. But when she said, yes, I had her sign the NDA and I would do it again, that motion right there gave me pause. And I was like, wait a minute. This woman is for self. And when I would see them doing the TikToks and things like this, because she said she's famous too. She's just as famous as he is. Lies your ass done told. Famous, yes. But he made more of a impact, and his presence was most known. Stop, girl. We're not going to do that now. Because of, this black man. We're going to keep it real. This black man being married to this white woman. And we're in America, right? We're going to have, let's have an honest conversation. Isn't that what, yes, Rain Giles, yes. Isn't that what he said, Carlo? Let's have a real conversation here. I personally do not believe that a black woman would dishonor him in this way. I don't believe that a black woman would have made the family sign an NDA. I'm not saying that's right or wrong or indifferent. I'm just saying the things that I believe that black women would do because, like Manny said, I'm going to go back to Manny. Because of the cultural differences. We do things differently. It is what it is. Certain things we take to our graves and keep them private. And I said it before. If that was me and I was in that situation, without a doubt, I probably wouldn't have said anything about him having issues that he discussed in his journal. Because those are things that's private to him. So apparently she must not have understood that. Because apparently what she does is talk about everything that doesn't have anything to do. Girl, what was you doing? Since this is your memoir. No, you had to make a memoir about him because we probably wouldn't have watched it if it just was about you and your children. I'm just keeping it real. That's how fame works. We're going to gravitate towards the most famous person. And for you, unfortunately, that is Twitch. And you living in that black man's shadow. And it's a problem for you. And that's what I mean about the cultural differences. You don't like it. So you got to get your shine too. How dare he? We as black people, we feel it in America all the time. How dare he marry me, the white queen, and I can dance just as good or better than him? And I am not the one in the forefront? How dare he? That's what we feel coming from the Caucasian Americans in many instances, in many areas of our lives. That superiority thing, it may be on us, and I'm speaking for me as a black woman, and I can speak for other black people when I say this, allegedly. That superiority feeling, and then I'm going to say in defense of us and offense of us, is the reason why we feel this way is because we were made to feel that way during slavery. So no matter what instance we're in with Caucasian people, and they're talking to us and they're speaking to us in that way that she was speaking to her mother, it's a psychiatric thing for us to feel that you're trying to put us in our place. Sorry, that's what it is. We know that if we weren't put in our place and weren't made to cower down to you, then that could have been our lives. So when she was talking to Manny about that NDA, I could not help but as a black woman feel that superiority complex dripping from her tongue. And I'm not saying that a lot of Caucasian people mean to do that. But that's the way we take it. And it's probably a problem for us. Something that we need to work out in therapy. An insecurity that we'll probably always have living in this country. But it is what it is. That's how we read into it. I know I'm not the only one. The way you said it. Right? I don't give a damn if he had millions of dollars. I don't give a damn if he was in the forefront on the Ellen show, the executive producer, the co-executive producer, co-host, dancer on the show. I'm just as important as he is. I'm a white woman living in America. That's what your conversation exuded through that doggone speaker when Manny played it. And with that, I'm going to close. Agree, disagree with me, let me know. Drop down in the comments and give me your opinion on Allison. Give me your opinion on what you think about the Scott's interview or their live. And with that, I'm going to close. Come on in, like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video, and share the video, because what? Sharing is caring, and my various other platforms will be listed in the description. And as I do when I close, I'm going to check them up. Deuces.